Let's bring in former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates. Victoria, always fantastic to see you. Is it a certainty that the president will order the bombing, taking out Pickaxe Mountain? Because if our goal is to stop, first and foremost, Iran from developing nuclear weapons, that would, at this point, be the #1 target, would it not, despite how deep Pickaxe Mountain is and where these centrifuges are, even deeper than Fordo, which we hit last year?
Well, Dagan, Brian, great to be with you. Yes, I mean, I don't think anything is a certainty until the commander-in-chief decides it, but it does look to me like Pickaxe is the likely target. So, yeah, this is such a peaceful nuclear program that they're hiding it 300 feet underground. You know, that's a 30-story building underground. That's what they're doing. That's where they're investing their money, not for the Iranian people, not in growth industries, not even in their energy industry. They're investing it in these crazy underground mountain layers for this nuclear program. And the only reason you do that is if you want a weapon. So, yes, I think a series, and this is a very big target. It's going to take a lot to do it. You need the MOPS, the maximum ordnance penetrator bombs carried by our great B-2s. But that obviously can be done. We did it last year. We can do it again if that's what the president decides is necessary to prevent the Iranians from getting a bomb.
Victoria, I was struck by the parliamentary speaker in Iran and his statement that we are not going back to a Strait of Hormuz that existed before the war. That tells me there's no walk-away option here. If the United States said, we've done enough, we're walking away, you're not going to have the free flow of goods and oil through that strait. Iran is going to clamp down on it. How does that, if at all, change our calculus with respect to what comes next? Or does this guy not know what he's talking about? It doesn't matter what he says because in Iran, it's only the IRGC that matters.
Well, I actually would say, Brian, I agree with Galibaf. We're not going back to business as usual in the Strait. I think you see the entire region, all the countries that aren't named Iran, saying, okay, we can't be held hostage by these monsters anymore. We're going to build alternative infrastructure, starting with Saudi Petroline that we've discussed. There are other projects underway already, other ways to move energy. The New Deal that we just signed last week with the Prime Minister of Iraq to restart that pipeline that goes up from Iraq up through Syria into Europe eventually. You know, everyone else is moving on. And so, you know, I think what Iran is going to have is nobody caring that much about them anymore. And what's more is the strikes that we've done now, the 11th night in a row, those are all taking out their communications, their command and control, their ability to control the strait. So I don't think that they're going to be able to threaten it anymore because I don't think they have the capacity.
And also, this rhetoric from Iran just overlooks the fact that CENTCOM and our U.S. military have helped move ships beginning in early May quietly and covertly to the tune of, I think it's about at least 5 million barrels of oil per day at least. And they were doing it, you know, under the cover of darkness and night without really the world seeing it, but we were making it happen. So whatever they say about it being closed is just balderdash. But elsewhere in the region, the Trump administration reaching an agreement with Saudi Arabia on nuclear cooperation. It will last 30 years and is estimated to be worth tens of billions of dollars. The Energy Department touting it as a win in Trump's vowed nuclear renaissance. It now heads to Congress for review. Victoria, what do you make of this and us shoring up an already much stronger relationship with Saudi Arabia under President Trump?
Now, this is a historic day, Dagan, and something that we pushed for during the first Trump administration. This is a great way for Saudi to diversify the supply to their electric grid. And nobody's talking about this, but literally the week before the Iran war started, Saudi Arabia signed a 20-year contract with a U.S. natural gas firm to import natural gas from the United States to do just this, to give them more reliable electricity generation while putting more of their oil molecules on the international markets. After the war, we know this is all the more important. So this is going to be a way for them to generate a ton of clean electricity. It's what we've seen out of UAE and their Baraka nuclear power plant. That all goes into the GCC grid. It'll shore up weaker neighbors like Iraq that have a much more imperiled grid, box Iran out of that. This is a great thing. So hopefully Congress is going to look past some of the headlines, some of the hysterical narratives, and see this as a great thing for the United States and for our nuclear industries.
Victoria Coates, great to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.